Happy new moon in Pisces, everyone. We're going to get 3 cards here and see what we need to know for this lunar cycle. This new moon in Pisces is March 10th, 2024, and it goes all the way to the full moon, in September 18th. We have the full moon. Look, we have the star at the bottom of the deck here. Wow. We have the opportunity to shine like we never have before with this new moon in Pisces. Before I open the cards, I want to read a quick poem that I wrote for you guys for this new moon in Pisces. It's very short, to kind of set the stage because it goes perfectly with this star energy. It's like twinkling stars in the night, like when you're looking up into the night sky and you feel like there's so much hope, there's so much possibility. And this could even be something that you want to build or something you want to build out in your life, something you want to become with the 3 of Pentacles in the star. Yeah, wow, 8 of Pentacles is here as well. There's just so much possibility. I feel this glistening energy. This new moon in Pisces gives me this glistening energy. Let me quickly read this poem for you guys. I wrote it just for you. It's called To Hold and to Feel. Running back into the arms of love. I forgot what it felt like to hold and to feel. Remind me of the glistening slope as I play the movie reel. Eels burrowing into the sands of time and through my heart. Where did I go? I knew I wasn't bitter. I knew I wasn't cold. Pisces new moon and old. I remember what it felt like to hold and to feel. And that's the imagery I was getting. So it's so beautiful that the star is coming through. The glistening slope. Specifically in this poem, the words, the glistening slope, came to me. And this star energy, it's that glistening. It's this like hope on the horizon that there's so much we can do. There's so much we can have. There's so much we can become. And this is the beautiful thing about Pisces, is that we, especially with Saturn and Pisces, we can bring down to earth in a super practical way with the 3 of Pentacles and the 8 of Pentacles, these dreams. Things that at one point maybe only seemed like a poem or a song or a glistening passing by hope of inspiration. It's like we're coming back to our essence, to our origin point. We're remembering the things that we forgot. And that's what that poem is talking about. It's talking about feeling like we've become bitter or brittle or cold through the harsh winds of life, like the things that we've experienced. And the star is a card of healing. But it's coming through today for me as hope. Like after we've been through so much, and we're going to get to the cards, guys. After we've been through so much in life, it's like we're just standing at this point with the 2 of Wands where it's like we're looking over the horizon and we're finally ready to like love again, to be passionate again. And maybe it's because we're finally healing from some of these old things. And that's why I love new moons, because we can plant these seeds for them to grow over the next like 6 months. From now, March, all the way until September. I know a lot of us have big dreams. And with the 7 of Cups here, truly anything is possible. And the beauty about Pisces is it reminds us of that. That's why I love this energy. I'm a 12th house stellium, and my sun is in the 12th house. One time I heard an astrologer say that if your sun is in the 12th, you're pretty much a Pisces. And that really stuck with me. But I feel like what we're seeing with all of these pentacles today is that this Pisces new moon is not just a dream, a hope, a prayer, a wish, a poem, a song, a fleeting, glistening inspiration, and then it's gone like a firefly. It can become something that we bring into the tangible reality, like this, like this poem, for example. It's like I had this feeling as I just sat and meditated on this Pisces moon. And then I wrote it down. Like sometimes for me, the Eight of Pentacles can literally be like writing something down or putting it into some sort of practical form, painting something, you know, even something as practical as like building out a website. And we don't usually think of Pisces as like practical like that, but I feel like that's what we're being called to do. It's like we're catching this glistening light in a bottle, this Seven of Cups energy, like these dreams that we have, and we're making them into a practical reality, or that's what's available. So let's hop into these cards and see what else wants to come through. Card number 1 is the Three of Wands. See, this is this energy of like, we're finally ready to emerge. That's what I'm getting with this Pisces new moon. It's like we've been holding all of these dreams with the Star and the Seven of Cups kind of like in our hearts. And a lot of us have been going through healings. Like that's what this poem is about for me. When I said I knew I wasn't bitter. I knew I wasn't cold. It's like, where did I go? You know, I used to be so... Just a lot of really hard stuff has happened, and I know that you guys relate, and sometimes we can lose that star, that spark, that glistening, beautiful energy, that Pisces energy when the harsh, cold reality of the world with the Five of Pentacles comes blowing in, this cold wind. Yeah, look, with the Eight of Wands, this is coming through to me as like wind, like cold wind. And I know the Eight of Wands is fire, but it's almost like these are words that people have said to us, or, you know, this can be people, this can be our community with the Eight of Wands. But really, I'm seeing this Five of Pentacles highlighted today in this poem that I wrote. I knew I wasn't bitter. I knew I wasn't cold. It's like this moment of realizing, like, wait, maybe we've been in the Five of Pentacles for some of us for a while. It is cold. It's like if you're walking through a blizzard for like years, like 5 freaking years, eventually you're gonna kind of like lose yourself and lose your hope and lose your inspiration. And I feel like Pisces is calling us back to that, to who we really are. That's what I was trying to say with like the movie reel, like watching back the dreams that we used to have, remembering who we really are, coming back in tune with our heart and remembering what it feels like to hold and to feel again, and to go for our dreams, to emerge. This Pisces new moon for me is this energy of hope on the horizon with the Three of Wands. It's this emerging back into the world. After, I don't know if you saw it, but the Hermit was on the bottom of the deck when I started shuffling. It's like some of us, I think, kind of retreated, you know, into our shells because we've become so accustomed to, it's almost like flinching, like if somebody's gonna put their hand on your shoulder, like, hey pal, it's almost like when their hand is coming toward us, we're like flinching, we're like moving away, and they're like, what's wrong, dude? I was just gonna pat you on the shoulder. But it's kind of like a wounded animal, you know. And I'm not putting this on you. If this is not your story, it's not your story. It's just, it's some of our story. And so I'm gonna voice that. It's like if we've been through this cold, frigid blizzard for a while now, and we've just still pushed through regardless with these pentacles. You know, a lot of us have just kept on with our lives and we're doing the best that we can, right? But this is this energy. It's like it's time for us to emerge back out into the world again, we need this Pisces energy. We need this hope. We need this, the beauty, the dreaminess of Pisces to come forward and help to bring healing to the world. And we need each other. We need this emergence for more than just ourselves. It's like we're emerging, coming back into the world again, you know, after maybe feeling just like we couldn't, you know. Card number 2 is the King of Swords, but we've sure learned a lot. The King of Swords has a lot of wisdom, and he, you know, people would argue that the King of Swords is kind of cold, you know, kind of calculated, detached, you know, air energy. But this is the thing with the King of Swords. He went through the Five of Pentacles energy, so to speak. You know, we do have this Aquarius energy here as air, right, in our reading. And we do have the Ace of Swords right here. We have the Queen of Swords as well. Wow, see, I feel like we have gone through a time of truth. And it's not that we've become cold. It's not that we've become bitter. We have gone through some hard stuff, but we've come out with wisdom. It's not that we're cold. It's that we're wise now. And we know not to, you know, because Pisces just loves and gives, and even if you're not a Pisces, it's not about that. We all have this side of us, that this side, like when we were children, we kind of just were ourselves, right? Before people came in or society came in and told us, wow, that's embarrassing, or you can't act like that, or you can't say those things, whatever. You know, I'm specifically speaking about like us having these dreams or out of the box ideas and people just shooting them down and being like, wow, that's really like not gonna work, dude. I'm not even trying to be rude. That's just not gonna work. But this is the thing. It's gonna work for you. 8 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles. And it's not like I'll show you sort of an energy. That's where we want to transmute this energy from the 5 of Pentacles into the King of Swords. The King of Swords, he takes the truth of life. You know, the King and Queen of Swords, they understand the truth about life. Like, they understand that not everybody can be trusted. And, you know, there's something to be said about that. And I'm not saying that that's the only, you know, meaning of the King and Queen of Swords. I'm just saying in this context, it's a lot of us have become more guarded in recent years, just as a society. Like, you know, after things have happened in the world or in our personal lives, we're just more careful, more choosy. But when we were children, we just dove right forward, like with our hearts on our sleeves, a lot of us. And I'm not saying it's a balance. And that's what I'm trying to say with this King and Queen of Swords, Ace of Swords energy. It's like we have this truth to live. We have something, and it's our souls. Our souls are being called to emerge out into the world again after learning hard lessons behind the scenes. And we have come out as wiser than before, because we know what it feels like to go through the darkest of days and come out the other side. And now we have a lot of wisdom. But I feel like sometimes what happens is when we go through so much, it's like we stay stuck there. And I feel like this Pisces new moon is calling us to come back out of the cold again. It's like, if I'm seeing this imagery of frostbite, and you know, even if it's not as extreme as frostbite, I'm from New England, and you know, we have these cold winters. And I remember specifically when I was a kid going outside and playing and then coming inside, and when I took my boots off, my feet were so cold, and it had this funny feeling to it. Like if you put your hands, you take your hands out of your mittens and you put them under hot water, it hurts. It really, really hurts to go from cold to hot. So I feel like what this Pisces energy is calling for is just this slow emergence. We don't have to go from being, how do I say this? It's like, it doesn't have to be so extreme. It can be this slow emergence back onto the scene, if you will, as we emerge back out. It's kind of like stars in the night sky. It's a black night sky and it's nighttime, but there's these sparks of stars. It's like, where are these sparks of stars in a dark place? And that's what I'm seeing with this emergence energy here. And with the King of Swords, you know, we have the King of Swords. He is somebody who can explain things. And he's a trustworthy source. We've gone through a lot, but we can be trusted. Like when you look into your eyes, somebody can trust you knowing that you know what you're saying from experience. You didn't just learn it from a book. You didn't just read about it. You've lived it. You've made it through the other side of this frigid blizzard. And now you've come out the other side with something to say. People can trust your words. And so we need you. Like, we need to emerge onto the scene. Like, that. This is part of this time that we're in that. And a lot of us, I mean, this could even be a spiritual thing. Like, we're becoming these spiritual authorities that will help bring healing to society, because we've all gone through a lot. We've all gone through Five of Pentacles in whatever area of your life that is. It's like we've all dealt with this. And I don't want to say we owe it to society to be a voice, but I also am saying we owe it to society to be a voice, because the world needs what we know with the King of Swords. Card number 3 is the King of Wands. See, this is that funny energy that I was sensing with the Five of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands. How I was saying, it's like, it's fire, and I know this is Pentacles, but this card has like the snowy blizzard, the cold aspect of it. It's like coming inside after you've been out in a blizzard, and it's that feeling of cold to hot. It's like that's what this is here with the King of Swords and the King of Wands. It's this cold to hot energy. Our emergence back out onto the scene after this cold winter, and this could have been years for some of us, right? It's going to warm up society, right? Or even just our friends, our family. Like, it's like we're warming up the energy with this Pisces energy. It's like this energy of sitting by the fire and just feeling that hope again with the star is what I'm getting today. It's warmth with the King of Wands. And with the Eight of Wands, King of Wands, again, it's this energy of sharing what we know. And it does take a lot of courage to share in our authenticity the things that we've been through, right? And I feel like for a lot of us, Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, we're going to be doing this stuff this year, right? You know, I would love for all of us to be doing this from now through the fruition of this Pisces full moon in September. It's like we can start now. You don't have to be like some PhD to share what you know. In fact, I would almost argue it's better that you're not. You know, Pisces comes forward as an artist, as a hope to the world, as like a beacon of that dreams are possible. Right? And we can express that in so many ways. You don't have to come forward with like some sort of thesis, right? And I think that that's why it's a mixture of these two energies coming through today with the King of Swords and the King of Wands. It's a mixture. It's like fire and ice. You know, they seem like opposites, but when they come through together, it's like, it's magic. I hope this is making sense. It's this imagery that I'm seeing. It's like, yeah, it's fire and ice. It's turning what we've been through into hope again. You know, it's transmutation of the energy. And we do have a lot to share. We do have a lot to give. We have a lot of love to give. And a lot of us are going to be building this stuff out in very practical ways. Like for me, you know, I'm working on my podcast on this channel. For example, the Metamystic Show. That's a way that I'm trying to bring what I've been through, Five of Pentacles, and turn it into something that can hopefully help somebody. Instead of me just staying in this Five of Pentacles forever and feeling like I've lost so much and I've been through so much and I've had so much pain through the years. You know, I feel like if we don't take what we've been through and turn it into something, it's just going to lie dormant in our hearts. And I feel like that's what this advice is today with this Pisces new moon, Three of Wands energy. It's like we've got to emerge for ourselves and then for the broader collective, because when people see you shining your light, speaking your truth, right? Eight of Wands as well. In these kind of different ways. You know, Pisces can come forward in all sorts of different ways. It doesn't have to be like, oh, you're writing a poem or a song or creating art. You know, Pisces can manifest in all sorts of different ways, right? Pisces can give a presentation with the King of Swords, and people could have tears streaming down their eyes in kind of a more swords-like setting because what you're saying is wisdom, right? And at the same time, King of Wands, this could come through, you know, King of Wands can just come through as so many different things, right? It could even just come through as like people seeing you in action in some way. Like it can inspire other people to see you like say you're posting pictures on your Instagram of you like growing your muscles at the gym over the next 6 months, being a King of Wands. Not that that's the only thing the King of Wands does. I'm just saying as an example, it's like that could inspire somebody. Like that could literally change somebody's life just seeing a couple pictures you posted on your Instagram, right? It doesn't always have to be one thing or the other. So that's what I'm seeing for this Pisces new moon. And I am so inspired from this energy. It's like reinvigorating me. Like earlier today, I just had tears in my eyes as I was writing this poem because it's like what I've been looking for. It's the energy I've been looking for. It's like I've felt so barren. Like I haven't even been playing music lately. For example, it's like, what happened? That's why I wrote in this poem, where did I go? You know, and maybe you identify with that. Like, what happened? Like, I think life happened, right? And it's no need to beat ourselves up. It's just, it's about this emergence energy, just moving beyond what we've been through and coming back out into the world again, expressing ourselves again in all sorts of different ways. And I really feel like Pisces is the one to help us do that. So thank you, everybody. It's been Missy Gordon, the Metamystic here. I have a new and full moons playlist that I will link up at the top of the comments if you'd like to watch back on our previous episodes, because like I said, that this is how I read the moons. I read the full lunar cycle from the new all the way to the full, right? So these readings, really, you can go back and look at like any of these and think about what you want to plan to bring to fruition from the time of that moon until its fruition, right? So I love you guys so much, and I will see you on the next one.